Pedro from A&P-Reacts. I'm here today with Matthias of Space Chaser to talk about Give Us Life, out July 16th on Metal Blade Records. How's it going?
I'm doing fine. We're busy with the last promotional things for the record as it's coming out next week, and we're really excited. We can't wait for Friday when this thing hits the stores.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna
sure you
be
guys are dying to see what the reaction from the fans will be once the whole album is out.
absolutely. I can't wait to see the pictures of the people who bought our vinyl box, and I really hope that we will get some reactions from our fans, because I really think uh, we delivered a good record for our fans, and we're dying to hear the reactions. Absolutely.
So let me ask you this: what inspired this album, both musically and then from a lyrical content? Was there an inspiration that drove the creation of the album?
Well, yeah. First of all, we just wanted to make the best thrash album we could possibly. So that was that was the main point that drove us, and we wanted to get to be a little more brutal, a little more aggressive than we have been before. So that that's for the musical part, but and the lyrics are inspired by dark sci-fi stories and movies, and some maybe more scientific stuff, like Siegfried reads a lot, like Carl Sagan books, and he's inspired by these stories. That's when you take Give Us Life, for example. He tells a story about the life cycle on a cosmic scale of a dying star that goes supernova and whatnot. And there you have these lyrical themes. So it's definitely sci-fi inspired theme on the record that we have going.
Is there do you feel like, perhaps not, but is there a hard theme for you guys to incorporate into the sound that you have? Because I feel like normally the sci-fi theme kind of lends itself perhaps to other genres, to other styles, to other approaches, but you guys incorporated really well into your sound and into the heaviness that you put together. Is that marriage of theme and music an easy one to achieve?
Um, well, it's not that we. Uh, oh, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that we sat down and worked on a concept or anything. It just came together naturally. Uh, and yeah, we tried to get a little bit darker, so that was like musical wise, because we figured that we liked the songs the most that has been in that direction so far. We had some songs that had a vibe like this before, and we thought we would go more in this direction. So, but we never sat down and worked out a concept to make us a sci-fi soundtrack or anything. So that was, I think, a natural evolution that we just had.
And speaking of that evolution, how do you see the process and the progress of the band from the debut record all the way to this one? Has it been an easy, organic evolution?
Well, yeah, yes. I mean, Watch the Skies was uh, a lot of our demo stuff still, and we were 10 years younger, of course, and had like these alcohol and zombie themes. And yeah, it was the same way that I just described. It just sort of happened. We figured out that we enjoyed the more serious stuff more than the party songs, and also musical wise, we saw that the the more brutal songs are more fun to play, of course. So it just, yeah, it was the same natural way. Of course, we had to make at one point we sat down and made a conscious decision to write to write more aggressive songs, maybe a little bit faster, and go more in that direction. Because on Dead Sun Rising we had the on the one hand we had this thrashy fast songs, but we also had equally as much heavy metal songs, like traditional heavy metal, which is of course predominantly because of the way Siegfried sings. His melodic voice, and we, like I said, we noticed that we enjoyed the more brutal stuff more, and so we made a decision to go more in that direction, and we just thought we'd try out some stuff, and it worked pretty well. We incorporated or tried to incorporate a lot of riffs and styles from other genres of metal. Some of the riffs are almost death metal riffs if you played them in a more down-tuned guitar sound. But since we're in a normal standard tuning, it doesn't sound as much like a death metal, and it works a lot better than we had thought, I have to say. It really turned out pretty good, I think.
When you look at this record, Give Us Life, I felt like the album was very compact. It's a record that still has some nice ebbs and flows. It's not like the songs sound the same from track to track, but it's an album that feels very robust. Like, what I mean by that is it's always coming at you with a lot of aggression, a lot of intensity. It's not like you guys put a ballad or an instrumental interlude in the middle of the record to break things up. It's an album that's always in your face. What do you feel like that kind of style, that kind of structure gives to the overall playability of the record? Does it make the record more impactful, in your opinion?
I think that depends. If that's I'm pretty sure there will be people who are probably overwhelmed by that, but also that's kind of what we were going for. We wanted to be on to go to see how far we can take this, and when we decided to be more aggressive and more brutal, then we thought like, okay, but yeah, yeah, some people might have it might be too much for some listeners, of course, but then again, I think that's what a thrash album should be. I remember when I heard Demolition Hammer for the first time, I had the same feeling, like it was just like a freight train just ran over me, and that's what we were going for, and we hope that we can achieve something in this direction.
I think the way you guys put the album together works because also of the duration and the amount of songs that you put on the record. The record is around the 40-minute mark, which makes it manageable for the listener to really feel like you're getting pounded, but at the same time, it doesn't feel necessarily overwhelming. I think if you guys have gone 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you would have lost people at the end of the album because it would have just been like just so much. Like I would have felt like I've gone through the blender.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think 10 songs is the perfect length for an album, and 40 minutes is also, yeah, like you said, that's manageable. I'm not a big fan of 50 minutes, 60 minutes records, so I think a thrash album should be between 30 and 40 minutes. 30 is more on the short side, but it's still good. Yeah, we had 11 songs ready, but in the last minute we decided to only record 10 because that we figured it's enough. And yeah, probably you're right. If we had two more of this style, it would have gotten old probably, or yeah, too much. So, and I think there's there's sort of an it's the songs are all in your face, but they're at the same time we try to create some sort of an arc to,
Mhm.
it's not only always fast. You have the slower Juggernaut. Then in Cryoshock you have more the suicidal Anthrax kind of style, whereas when AOA starts or the Immortals, they just freight train you, and that's where I think we mixed it up just enough so it keeps you engaged for this 40 minutes, and the outro kind of lets eases you out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. It's kind of, you guys use the same ingredients, just different recipes on every single song, enough to kind of change and make things flow a little bit better, so you don't have like two or three songs in a row that sound or feel or have the exact same experience. And I think that was really key for this album to be as strong as it is. You talked a little bit about the death metal influence on this record. Is that something that you guys will see continue going forward?
I'm pretty sure we will see we will keep on doing that, because I never thought that these kind of influences, these riffs, work as well as they do with Siegfried's voice. But it's just so good. I think we will keep on going in this direction. I don't think we will get more death metal. I think we will definitely stay thrash, of course, but it feels a lot like we definitely found our voice now and our style. Uh, I I think if the best thing would be if we managed to create a space chaser sound that you said in your review that when you listen to that, you know from the first note that you're listening to Space Chaser, and if we succeeded at that, that's the best thing ever. Then we did a good job, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
think
yeah,
this album is definitely for you guys an album that's gonna be that dividing record. There's gonna be what came before, and then it's gonna be what comes after this album. This album is very important because it really has a strong definition of sound, at least in my humble opinion. And I think it
uh,
really catapults you guys to a complete different level. It's not just that run of the mill thrash. It has a lot more to it, which makes the album feel a lot stronger, a lot heavier.
that's what we were going for. Um, Thrash has a bit of a bad reputation in the metal scene, I think, for all the wrong reasons. People, if you tell someone I play in a thrash band, everybody's like, yeah, thrash. It's sort of dead music, or all those bands sound the same. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Of course, those bands exist. So yeah, no argue. I'm not arguing with that, but you can still make good and exciting thrash records, and you just have to. It's 2021, right? So there's a lot of music out there and a lot of influences that you can incorporate and just try things out. So yeah, I think thrash is far from over. if
And,
we and
well, I think with this record, you guys are proving that it's definitely not dead. I mean, like this
yeah,
album reignites the genre as far as thrash metal albums for this year are concerned. And you touched on Siegfried's vocals. Is he the glue that holds this whole thing together? Because he's phenomenal.
yeah, he is. Uh, I think so. Uh, he is the mascot of Space Chaser probably, and the music is 50% and the voice is 50%. And with a voice as strong as his, it's just that's a home run for any band, right? And his personality and everything he brings to the table is just, yeah. Not so much the glue that keeps everything together, more it's what I think gives us the uh this our signature sound,
Mhm.
because there's very few people like him out there, and we're so glad that we have. That's why I was the last guy who joined the band 10 years, or almost 10 years ago. They had two drummers before me, and what made me join them was when I heard the demo. I heard his singing, and I was like, "Oh, this dude is good." So you know, wanted to join them because I thought, okay, a thrash band with this singer, there's stuff happening.
I,
So and this till today, and this guy is 100% authentic. He's real. Like he appears super crazy and like this insane dude, and yeah, he's for real. He's not playing.
it's funny that he's the one that sold you on joining the band. And for me, when I first listened to you guys, obviously the music captivated me. But the moment he sings the first note on the mic, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like this guy is out of this
Yeah.
world. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, whoa, I need to listen to more. Like he sold me on everything else that is happening. I just feel like he has the perfect voice for the sound that you guys created.
Yeah. That's so good to hear because that's exactly what we're trying to do, or what I think that we're doing. And yeah, you're
Now,
absolutely
what
right.
about you? As far as the drums goes, did you have a game plan for what you wanted the drum sound to be like on this record, or it was a little bit more organic as you guys started working on some of these tracks?
Uh, uh, for sound wise, I uh, that sound wise it did just happen. I had a good drum set, like well tuned and good stuff, and we recorded it. Jan has great microphones, and we just took the natural sound and he polished it a bit. I'm super happy with how that happened. So I didn't have a plan as far as that goes. I just knew that I wanted the drums sound dry and punchy, like all the bands that I admire so much. But still have the dynamics of an old school thrash album in there. I didn't want them to sound too triggered, or of course you have the bass drum. There's yeah, you need to trigger those, but the rest should sound organic. And I'm happy with the sound. Yeah, and compositional wise, I had a plan. Yeah, I worked thanks to Corona. I had a lot of time on my hands because I wasn't touring as much. So I had a lot of time to really learn new things, new techniques, compose or like write different drum stuff. That I have a lot of the stuff I had to learn before, really sit down and rehearse for a week or two before I could play them. That felt pretty good because I haven't had the chance to do that in a long time.
We've talked about the vocals, we've talked about the construction, we've talked about your drums, but there's one element that I feel like I have to ask you about it, and that is the bass. You guys didn't go and Justice for All on this record. I mean, the bass is popping. Unlike what you guys
Yeah.
did in the music video, where you left your bass player behind, you guys definitely did not leave him behind as far as the recording on this album. How important it is for you to have that bass sound really pop through on this record?
I have to say that is all on our bass player. He recorded everything. We had the sound going, and the first mix we thought this sounds perfect, and he was no, I want the bass to a little bit more clicky, and I want to hear more of that. And so he made our engineer turn it up a bit, and we were like, oh, we don't know, we're not sure. But when we heard the finished result, which we were sold, it's like, yeah, it's perfect because it's almost like having an extra bass drum going.
Mhm.
It's and yeah, it's I agree. It sounds phenomenal. It works so well because most most bass players disappear in the mix, and this is it really just it drives it hammers home the aggression that we were going for, and the
100%.
clickiness of the bass sound. Yeah,
And I thought the two
I
of you,
agree with that. And yeah,
sorry, I was just going to say, I thought the two of you worked really well together because having the bass a little bit more on the forefront of the sound really helps the drums come through as well. So it's like you get this 1-2 punch coming at you.
yes, absolutely. That's exactly what it should do, right? It's a bass is like you have the rhythm section, bass and drums, but the bass glues also, with the melodies and the harmonies, it glues the whole thing together. And if it disappears, there's something missing, of course. So this, yeah, it works really well.
We've talked about the bass, we've talked about the drums, we've talked about the vocals, we've talked about everything about this record. What do you feel overall is the strongest thing that this album has to offer to the fans?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think the strongest part of this album is that that we figured out a way to record a thrash album that that keeps you entertained, and you will find enough details to keep you interested for a second or a third round. You will, I hope, get this aggression and this rush that I loved so much when I first discovered thrash. That's what makes you go, yeah, what makes you jump around. And I think that's the strength, keep you just to like almost like it makes you want to get into the pit and mosh. I think that's the overall strength of the songs.
Well,
I
Matthias,
hope.
yeah, dude, you guys hit a home run with this. Like, it's an absolute incredible album, top to bottom. We've not even talked about the guitars, but I really love the guitar sound on this record. It has a very distinct signature sound that I think also helps set the album apart. This is just a phenomenal album, top to bottom. You guys really, this one went into outer space. That's just like incredible record. So congratulations to you and everybody in the band.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure everybody will love to hear that. That's so good to hear.
Yeah, you guys did a phenomenal job with this album. So thank you very much for your time. All the best to you and the guys with the release on July 16th. And take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the interview. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Take care.
Take care.